She said immigrants are a vital part of our community. That's very offensive because are you talking about legal or illegal? You should not be talking about illegal aliens. That's exactly what she said. Now,
Said they want ICE out of the jail. They don't want ICE working with the LA County Sheriffs. And then remember they did the interviews, and we got stuck at Jimmy Kimmel.
I went.
And so our team went and did really good interviews.
Agnes went.
We did really good. So then,
we knocked it out of the park with Jimmy.
Yeah, we did.
So then, they were supposed to give their findings in January.
Nothing.
Just so you
Then
bring
they
you an
said
update,
February.
Arthur.
Let her finish and you'll be next.
Then they said March, and it's not on the agenda again today. I do think we've had an influence.
Absolutely.
Okay, last
Because we're
meeting.
showing up.
Last meeting. Arthur.
Now, Greg, go. Thank you. I just wanted to.
Meeting, I was here. I asked them to disband their ad hoc committee
Oh, cool.
over SB 54's implementation. I said, you guys all just need to stop your evil ways and disband this entire ad hoc committee.
I think that's a great statement.
So that was from last meeting. So we're going on that right now.
I like that idea. I'll bring that up too. I've got to fill out my speaker cards. All right, folks. Good morning. You're one of the commissioners. Okay. Good. We are urging this commission because you're an advisory board. We need to opt out of SB 54. We need to protect immigrants.
Yeah, we missed you at the
Legal.
Oh, it's not a flyer. Yeah, we missed you at the when we had everyone come through. We were taping Jimmy Kimmel that day. I know.
I was taping Jimmy Kimmel. You remember? I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We were
So
there.
you represented well.
We submitted a statement. We have, we stand by the sheriff. He still opposes it. The entire Sheriff's Association opposes SB 54. We've got to get out of it. Our county needs to be a sanctuary for citizens, just like Ruth sought sanctuary in Israel, and she did it the right way, and we want people to be able to do it. And absolutely.
And Gary Galeno had his, I don't know if you saw in the LA Times, Gary Galeno had his court date. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to hire an attorney.
You know what? Can I make a suggestion? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish.
Is that the final ruling, because of the misunderstanding, they told us we have hoped they heard wrong.
You have an opportunity. We would love for you to file an amicus brief supporting the appeal. But okay, I'm going to bring that up.
Thank you for your support.
This is what we need to do. Ask them to file an amicus brief
Talking on all of them?
with the appeal that the lawyer Bill Becker is filing. Ask for an amicus brief. The commission can file a brief saying we want this to be removed. Okay? Because you just reminded me.
So an amicus from individuals.
From the commission, and the county definitely should do something.
That is an excellent idea.
We need to do that for Gary.
You said I missed it.
He said we should call upon this commission.
Yes, just like we need them to. I had it yesterday. We need this. We want to make this a case, and we want a law. I tried to talk to my assemblyman. You should talk to Chris Holden. You should talk to Ed Chow. We should talk to whoever is your assemblyman or state senator. They need to pass a law that public meetings must be in Brown Act applicable facilities, or you don't have it, or a fine, or that's an automatic. If somebody brings in a camera and there's a criminal charge, it gets nullified or something.
When we complained about that, they made an announcement they will never have it in another place that doesn't follow the Brown Act agreement. They've already addressed that the first time we complained about it, and said, and this woman who was addressing us now said that we should never have a meeting where it doesn't follow the Brown Act, and that they all committed to that.
Good.
They kind of solved that one already.
We need to solve. Okay, so we need to solve the Gary situation. But I want an extended legislative answer for all meetings.
No.
Yes, we will, just like in Camarillo. We need to find a way to make it easier for people in the future when we invite people to events. So it's important to tell them where to park, but we have no control. We have to have 2 parking places provided because one of them just shut down today. We should do that. Tell them how long it will take. Let them know that the impact we are having. Yes.
Notice how DACA became less and less and less of their participating. That's going to happen with these town halls. How many times do these people go and lose? You know, after a while, and that's how we keep our momentum and win.
Because we live here. I'm a citizen. This is my country.
We have resolve that they don't. And so that's why we will win. And DACA would like this.
DACA is gone, but we have to. They might, because Paul Ryan's not running again. We got to keep the thumb on him.
Some judge just said that DACA was legal.
We need to do something about this judicial tyranny as well. Look at what happened to Gary now. We're experiencing judicial tyranny of all sorts. This is perversion.
Tyranny to one man is tyranny to all men.
Yes, it is. So there's going to be commission updates, a family assistance program. Oh, I need a hand in mine. Okay. Are you guys going to speak on anything else?
I think just public comment.
I think that makes sense. Time is really short for all of us, isn't it? Okay.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Hello. Public comment? Oh, here. Thank you. Okay. Mr. Pravin, right? Okay, so how's the campaign going? Okay, this is true on everybody, though. You need to declare that you will opt out of SB 54. We want SB 50. We should not be a sanctuary county. We should not be a sanctuary state.
I've heard your views on that.
You have heard my views on it. I need you to act those views. What's the point of having supervisors? Because they're here for citizens. They're not here for illegals.
Well, you know, they're here for everybody, is our point.
No, they are here for citizens. They took an oath. You will take an oath of office as a supervisor to uphold the Constitution of the United States. You're here to protect citizens. So if you're going to run for Board of Supervisors, you need to protect citizens, not illegals.
I agree with you that
We need to opt out of SB 54. Here's the other thing to keep in mind. Even for people who are pro-illegal, they are victimized by criminal aliens. SB 54 protects criminals. It's not protecting the community.
Well, I have not reviewed SB 54. but
Okay.
I will tell you, because I'm a very direct guy, I'm a advocate for the residents of this place. Now, there are a lot of people who are here in different ways. Now, I'm not for a porous border and the
Okay.
rule of law, but I am for, protecting people who
Okay.
are contributing to our society.
No.
You know, we can disagree about it.
70% of DACA recipients are on welfare.
I'm not talking about DACA. I didn't say anything about DACA.
Okay,
I don't
but
wanna
those
I
are
don't
part
wanna
of the
get on-
illegal-
Let me
so-
just be clear with you.
Okay.
I don't want to get on, a bipolar kind of dialogue between people who are supporting one thing and people who are supporting another thing. Let me
Okay,
finish.
okay.
I'm very clear about what I am about. Okay, and whereas I have sued alongside the ACLU sometimes, I'm also in vigorous disagreement with them about a number of things. Okay, so my views are very clear on point. Okay, and right before me as a county supervisor has nothing to do with the issue that I know you're very focused on. And I admire you for speaking out about what you believe.
Absolutely.
But I do not want to be, pigeonholed one way or the other by anyone.
Okay.
So I focus on the details of what's happening in front of our county, our people. Okay. So if you want to ask me about any specific issues, that's fine. I don't want to talk about some state legislation and I don't want to talk about the
Okay.
ACLU suing whatever that city is called, and I don't want to talk about the other cities suing the federal.
I have no interest in speaking on that.
Well, no.
You spoke it at length. Can I respond now? Because you've given your statements on this. You take an oath to uphold and defend the United States Constitution when you become a supervisor.
Or any of these.
SB 54 is in conflict with the Constitution. It's undermining our sovereignty. You must look at this, and I'm urging you that you'd lead the fight to opt out. I've talked to people in West Valley. I think that's part of the district you're running for. They are viciously opposed to illegal immigration and SB 54. Thank you, Mr. Praven. There's not a lot of people on the commission.
Speak to the mic.
Microphone.
It's hard to hear you.
Thank you. Let me just start over again.
That's
Oh, there you
fine.
go.
Let's come to order. Welcome to the meeting of this meeting of the Sheriff's Civilian Oversight Commission. Mr. Williams, before we begin, would you please read the code of conduct that governs conduct there?
Pledge of Allegiance.
Following code of conduct is offered during today's Sheriff's Civilian Oversight Commission meeting, and all are reminded to abide by the following rules.
They always have.
Speakers must cease speaking immediately when their time is ended. Public comment on agenda items must relate to the subject matter of that item. General public comment is limited to subjects within the jurisdiction of the Sheriff's Civilian Oversight Commission. Public comment does not include the right to engage in dialogue with the Sheriff's Civilian Oversight Commission members and staff. Please remain respectful of the form and refrain from uttering, writing, or displaying profane, personal, threatening, derogatory, demeaning, or other abusive statements toward the Sheriff's Civilian Oversight Commission, any member thereof, staff, or other persons. Members of the audience should be respectful of the views expressed by the speaker, staff, and Sheriff's Civilian Oversight Commission members, and may not clap, cheer, whistle, or otherwise disrupt the orderly conduct.
Everybody grab a sign.
The person engaged in conduct that disrupts the meeting is subject to being.
I do need 'em back.
Sheriff's Civilian Oversight Commission meeting.
Let me ask that everybody who is able and wishes to do so stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Wishes to do so?
Repeat after me.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Everybody get a sign?
We'll start with the first item, or the second item on the agenda, which is the approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion to
Robert,
approve the
sign.
minutes? Is there a second? Did we have a second? Apparently, we do not have a second to approve the minutes. I'll call for, well, let's call. We can't have a discussion until I have a second. Oh, we do have a second. There we are. So discussion of the minutes? Any discussion? All right, all those in favor of approving the minutes.
Do you have my other
from the
sign?
last meeting,
I handed out 4 others.
Say aye.
I don't want to lose them. I'm losing them now.
Are there any abstentions? Yes. Okay, we have 1 abstention. And that would be Mr. Rubin. You weren't here for the last meeting. That's correct. All right, so there'll be, I think the minutes are approved with 1 abstention, but the chair votes aye. Okay, so that takes us to the third item on the agenda. All right.
Wow.
Which is general public comments, and we have a couple of people, Mr. Williams, if you would call forward the members of the public that have signed up for public comment under 3.
Greg Suska, followed by Eric Previn.
I want to speak on those minutes. Now, we're not gonna just steamroll by there, are we?
Well, nobody signed up to speak for
Well,
the
no, of course
minutes.
we did. There's a little bit of a glitch in some of the mechanics. I don't mean to be
Oh, I
offensive.
see. Oh,
Right.
you did
I
sign,
did. It's
you did
because
sign up right up to, I see, you actually did, Mr.
I did.
Previn, so, Mr. Previn.
Just reconsider briefly, flag it on.
With all due respect, Mr. Suska also signed up for item number 2. Mr. Suska was first.
Oh, okay, they both signed up for the minutes, okay.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr.
Well,
This is on the minutes now, just any comments you have on the minutes, if any, if you don't, that's fine, okay. Mr. Previn, you have some comment on the minutes, so why don't you step forward?
Okay, Robin, he's running for Board of Supervisors against Sheila Kuehl, and I told him, no SB 54. So we need to get everybody
Thank you,
accountable.
and I apologize for the confusion there. I did put the card in, but there you go. I did attend March 15th. That was the date for which the minutes have been drawn up, and they're excellent. There was only one small sentence that referred to look at Mira Loma, and I appreciate it, but I wanted to augment the record slightly by providing a transcript that you could attach to the minutes because it dialogued out the small discussion, and also I made a similar speech yesterday to a group called the Women and Girls Initiative of LA County, which is a very exciting and dynamic group of folks charged with some similar things. They're looking at ways to improve the plight of women and girls in the county and bring up everybody's vote in the process. So they were receptive to hearing about it, and I thought I would just provide this packet, say thank you for taking a look at that Mira Loma facility and finding a way to frankly derail it, because it's not an appropriate move at all, given what we talked about last week, which is 2 hours each way. I mean, it takes an hour and a half to get around a local part of town, but just to go to the Women and Girls Initiative down, and I think it was a lovely facility, Child Services place, named for Mr. Philip Browning, but it took me an hour to get there, and that's just part of the way to get into the spot we can't send women for small crimes, 900 of them, 1,000 of them, up to Mira Loma up in Lancaster. So I'd ask you to take a look at this and find a way to caucus maybe with the Women and Girls Initiative and come up with a recommendation for the supervisors to do something more like what Kim McGill was suggesting, which is converting that central juvenile hall into a place where women can get services, treatment, and do some time if necessary, but in a way that is not so far. I'll leave that here for this.
All right, I'll have the executive director circulate that to the members of the commission in due course. Now we're on item 3 of the agenda, which is general public comment, and we can call forward those individuals who have signed up for public comment for agenda item 3.
Greg Suska, followed by Eric Previn, followed by Robert Loudon.
So we're allowed to make public comment on pretty much SB 54.
Anything you want that's relevant to the, generally relevant to the Sheriff's Oversight Commission.
Okay, the Sheriff's Oversight Commission, about 7 months ago, had a meeting at the Pasadena Federal Facility. I'm sure you remember it. I was there, so was Gary Galliano. He was having issues with his camera being able to be used for a Brown Act meeting, which of course he was denied, then arrested within 10 seconds, not able to use his camera to film. Is partially this venue that you've chosen for him to have this conflict with the federal marshal. In a way, you guys got to take some responsibility for this venue that you chose, which had different rules regarding the Brown Act was not honored there. You could not take and film there. And so as a result, he was convicted. And if anybody here enjoys their free record by not having any convictions like I have, that feeling, he now suffers with that on his record. And I think that y'all need to look into it and write an amicus letter in his support, because he is appealing his conviction, his federal conviction from a federal judge. So I wish you would support that. The other thing is that I'd like the ad hoc committee for SB 54 to be disbanded. Their recommendations are unsafe to the public. I'd like a letter written to the Board of Supervisors stating that it is unsafe by your findings, by just reading what the results are. And then I'd like you to get on board with opting out of SB 54 and send an amicus letter condemning Kevin DeLeon, Governor Brown,
Yes.
and Javier Becerra.
Eric Previn, followed by Robert Lawson, followed by Lori Masanas.
I'm the last one.
Thank you once again, Sarah Previn from the 3rd District. Disclosure, I'm running for county supervisor. One of the reasons, I got involved in my kind of advocacy had to do with that Citizens Commission on Jail Violence that Chairman Bonner was a part of. It was a powerful revelation about some problems in the jails, and there have been a couple of efforts to get them to improve. We have a case brought by the ACLU called Rosas versus the county that set out, it was a class action, kind of lock up more lawsuits if possible. There were a few that slipped through. And then there was the United States of America versus the County of Los Angeles, which is on the agenda on Tuesday, I guess yesterday.
Oh my Lord.
Now, one of the concerns has been the health services that are provided in those jails. And, everybody wants to believe that it's going to be good and safe and that we don't have people doing too much time without medical treatment and that kind of thing. But we've heard about the dental, there's a lot of problems, and it's tough to get a grapple on. The only way we can meaningfully have oversight of that, in my opinion, is to see what we're doing. And so I have requested, and I'm a little public record act funny, I have requested the custody division manual. Now, this is a reasonable thing to ask for, given we've had both ACLU involvement.
They're coming in late.
I guess we call it federal involvement. I don't know if this qualifies as a consent decree. I think it does in a way. In any case, Mr. Brambo is doing an outstanding job over here, has refused, along with Mary Wickham, to provide this custody division manual. The whole legal team over at the Sheriff's Department have said, no, be more specific. And I don't want to play a little game. If they want to redact security codes or secret stuff to protect it, obviously that's okay. But to say we don't have the staff to provide a clear, because I don't know if you read it, sort of the United States of America versus the county, but they really go out of their way at, I think, 870, 889, and 90, those paragraphs, to point out how important a policy manual, so cops, sheriffs, and deputies know what they're doing, and are doing something reasonable that the people understand and believe is going to be okay. Nobody wants to put law enforcement in front of your walls, sir. And I appreciate you taking a look at that and asking Grandma
Robert Loudon.
Time's
to
up.
reveal it. Thank you.
Followed by Lori Lasanas, followed by Robin Hivitson.
I'm Robert Loughton. I support ICE agents in the LA County Jail. It's safer for all concerned if the ICE agent takes custody of the illegal alien that committed a serious crime, that had his trial and is about to be released from jail. It's easier and safer for the ICE agent to take custody of the illegal alien that committed a serious crime when the illegal alien is already in custody. If the ICE agent has to go into the workplace or homes, then there's all kinds of complications that makes the ICE agent unsafe, the people in the home or workplace unsafe. And then if the ICE agent needs backup from the local police or sheriff, it puts the law enforcement in risk. And so the best place for the ICE agent to take custody is when the illegal alien is already in custody. And SB 54 makes it more difficult for the ICE agent. The SB 54, it's only 18 pages, and on page 7, section 7284.6a, California law enforcement agencies shall not provide information regarding a person's release date or responding to requests for notifications of the release date. So without the release date, the ICE agent has to go into the workplace or the or he's in his home.
Thank you, sir. Lori Lasanas, followed by Robin Hivitson, followed by Arthur Schaefer.
Shopper.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to just express myself that I also believe that ICE should be in city jail.
It's easier to see everything.
Or at least to work cooperatively with Sheriff's Department and the cases that indeed involve ICE. I'm also here to say that I was present when the situation with Gary Galino at the Pasadena location. In fact, I was a witness, and I can honestly tell you it was very disturbing to witness what I witnessed. At the time, I thought I was like in Iran or North Korea, because we are still a constitutional republic, and it was just, like I said, very disturbing. And so I also support an amicus letter to support Gary's appeal on what happened to him at court a couple weeks ago. And as a California native, a lifelong Californian, I also support the lawsuit against SB 54 and against the state of California. And it so happens I want my state to be great and golden again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Robin Henderson, followed by Arbor.
My name is Robin Goodson, and I too am here to just reiterate that we support LA County working with ICE. It is a matter of public safety. I heard a presentation at the Sheriff's Department, and they said one reason they must work with ICE is because of the ports and the transnational gangs that they have to deal with. And I too was at Gary Galino's trial. It was outrageous. He was convicted of a misdemeanor when he had merely attempted to document at a public meeting. And the misunderstanding that occurred as he entered was outrageous. This case should have been dismissed. He had to hire an attorney. He now has a misdemeanor on his record. He may have trouble buying a home. This never should have happened to him. And we are appealing to you to help us. The case will be appealed by his attorney, and we would like to see this body politic step up and support with a amicus brief. Just as Lori said, it's really horrifying to see that this happened in the United States, to see him in handcuffs merely because he was bringing in this camera. He had actually been at a meeting in that same venue a year before and filmed a public meeting. So he was completely, there was a complete misunderstanding. It should have been dismissed, so we're asking this body politic to help during the appeal process. Thank you.
Okay, Shopper. I'll make sure to write that next time on the side. Yes. My name is Arthur Shopper, resident of Torrance, the 4th Supervisor District. I am vocally opposed to Senate Bill 54, as is 80% of California residents, regardless of partisan affiliation. It is unsafe, it is unconstitutional, it is immoral. It is putting our sheriff's deputies in great danger. The California Sheriff's Association opposes this law. The Commission must issue a statement opposing SB 54 and direct the County Board of Supervisors to issue opposition to SB 54, file an amicus brief joining with the City of Huntington Beach, or filing their own lawsuit. And last of all, the county has the authority to issue a stay of compliance, not to abide by this lawlessness. Second of all, Gary Galino was indeed arrested for basically having a camera in a building. It is unacceptable that that meeting was placed in a federal court building. Honestly, the feds shouldn't be forbidding transparency. They should follow the Brown Act, honestly. The county council advised the chairman that it was an acceptable venue. It was not. Either the county council needs to be replaced or there needs to be some other reparation done. Gary Galino currently has a criminal record and there is an appeal. This board, and I suggest that the county board of supervisors should file an amicus brief on behalf of Gary Galino with his attorney. I suppose as an appellate case, it will be Galino versus the United States. And that's the way it should be. They work for us. We do not work for them. I urge the Board of Supervisors to stand with citizens. You are a civilian oversight commission. You work for citizens, not for illegals. Illegal aliens should not be in this county. They are not the residents of our concern. American citizens are. I walked by so many homeless citizens on the street here. This is not acceptable. We have veterans in need. We have homeless in need. Our citizens come first. Their safety is preeminent. The safety of our officers is essential. Oppose SB 54 and let us opt out of this lawlessness. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. God bless them.
Okay, so,
Absolutely.
takes us to,
They're out of order, making rude comments, so just keep in mind on them.
Let's turn to item 4 on the agenda. This will be, we'll start off with.
Yeah, God bless Orange County. Thank you.
I don't know if it's a point of information, but I guess it's a point of information. Can we even issue an amicus brief about this case of Gary Galino? I would like to look into it a little bit further. It's definitely a concern of mine if the public is not allowed to record, given all of the statements around the Brown Act and the importance of transparency. I completely agree. And we'd like to be advised a little bit, maybe county council can answer. I don't know if this is a place where we can do this, but I guess it's a kind of information question.
We can have county council take a look at whether we can file an amicus brief with the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit. It's interesting, that's where we had our meeting, but.
I know, isn't that crazy?
But the ironic maybe, but we also would need to know a factual record of the case. I mean, we would actually need to know what happened at the trial, other than the fact that there was a misdemeanor conviction. But why don't we have county council look at it and we'll report back to us.
Thank you.
Thank you. In your case, you know, we can just say that, you know, yes, we were in this building, yes, this federal person, we did arrest this person, and yes, they were videotaping and perhaps.
Well, they didn't arrest him because he was videotaping, but look, I don't want to get into the facts of the case here, but I think we need to be informed of the facts of the case and
Well,
we're going to file an amicus, consider filing an amicus brief. Would you agree with that?
It shouldn't have been there.
Mr. Miller? Should we know what the facts were?
I
I asked that rhetorically, I guess. I'll withdraw my
agree that we
question.
should know the facts of the case,
Wow.
but I also do think that, you know, I didn't see any of it happening, but I do think that we can state what we know, which is that we did have a meeting in the federal building, that, you know, that, apparently cameras were not allowed.
Well, there were plenty of cameras in there. There were, I mean, everybody's iPhone was in there. We were fully recorded, but
See, that's
there was
the
some
point.
incident that occurred that none of us saw. And we should just, if we're going to consider an amicus brief, we should know what the facts of the case are. That's all I'm saying. So
Yeah,
I'm
I'm just
asking
saying
county
it's just-
council
it's
to
state the facts that we
get the
know.
transcript of the trial, review it, and then report back to us at the appropriate time. Okay, anything else before we move to item 4? Apparently not. Oh, excuse me, Priscilla?
Oh, no, I was just going to agree, I think we should.
So item 4 of the agenda, we're going to start with the report of the executive.
March 31st, and that is in homicides. Last year, up to the end of March 31st, we had 35 reported homicides. This year, we have 49. That's an increase of 40%. The other category of rape, last year, up to March 31st, 177 reported rape, and this year, 199. That's a 12, almost 12.5% increase. And the last area where we do show an increase is arson, where we had 115 last year, and this year 126 reported, 9.5% increase. The other areas were all down, robberies were down 13%, aggravated assaults were down 6.5%. Burglaries, larceny theft, and grand theft autos are all down, some of the look at that too. So like I said, overall, the housing trend, but there are also concerns in some of our crimes of violence. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Minister. It's time for the commissioner's comments and
I have a question.
yes, Mary,
Sheriff Rivera, to indicate that homicides are up this year 49, and is it the same first quarter comparing with last year?
The same time period, so 35 during that same time period last year, and this year 49.
Is there any view as to what may be the cause of the increase?
Yeah, we studied, we're actually down significantly in gang-related homicides. So when we were looking at the increase we saw in the North County, we saw a dramatic increase, and there's some specific incidents where we saw domestic murder, suicide type incidents, where you have an individual that unfortunately took the lives of many family members. And then we had another high-profile event that happened up in the Antelope Valley, where there was one location, multiple murders. That individual was later discovered deceased out in the desert, the individual responsible for that. So we have a couple of outlier incidents where there were multiple murders, and statistically wise, that can definitely individual incidents that are not tied to a serial, a gang-related motive, with more domestic related.
In that regard, with the incidents in Lake County, are there steps that the department is taking to focus on those, to prevent those, to make some policy changes as to how you may
do that? I'm just trying to understand where the department is going, if you can talk about that.
Yeah, anything, especially when we look at incidents that were domestic violence related, we definitely took a look at what are our efforts to educate the communities on resources that are available to people if they're in a household where domestic violence is a concern. Outreach, obviously educating the community to look out for.
Do you want to go to that town hall?
Going on at neighbors, how we can report that, so we can look into.
Greg,
kind of referrals we
can you go to
make
that
from
town hall
anybody
in
that's,
East Los Angeles College?
city counseling,
It's close to you.
both preventive efforts,
It's close to you.
proactive
It's close to where you live, isn't it?
efforts that we can make. Unfortunately, some of those are after the fact. Like this. Typically, what we hear, like the one incident I can recall in the North County where
Okay.
Heard comments from neighbors where they were shocked. They had no idea that something like this could happen next door. They didn't see any problems. They didn't hear any issues. So unfortunately, those type of events, there's very little we can do other than continue to put out publicly to the community what resources are available for anybody that might be in a household where they're seeking resources or help.
Are you making use of community groups and other organizations to help you in your educative process?
Absolutely.
Particularly on the domestic violence issues?
Yeah, absolutely. I know at the Santa Clarita Valley, for example, this has been a multi-year issue of educating the community, a partnership with the city, as well as community-based organizations within the Santa Clarita area. And we've used various forms of platforms of getting the message out, the local media, our social media platforms, partnering with the city, and then also those CBOs and getting the word out. We've had, I would call them town halls, but basically community meetings where people can come and get information, and then we just always been invited to those. And that's actually been going on for several years now.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Hughes.
Yes, so my question is about those two incidences where it seems like there were multiple members of families killed in domestic violence. Do you know if any law enforcement, the sheriff or any other law enforcement agency had been called prior to that family at all?
Yeah, that information, I don't have that much detail. I know the generic incident and actions that were taken afterwards, but I don't have that much detail as to the activity and call for sure.
Yes, Commissioner.
I guess my question is similar to Commissioner Rubin with regard to sexual assault. Are you seeing any patterns or are there any trends that you're seeing with regard to the 12% increase in sexual assault cases?
Yes, ma'am. No, overall, we look at, do we have a stranger rapes? Do we have any kind of serial events going on? We have a lot of, still the most common one are, I don't want to call them date rapes, but basically where the acquaintance, it was an acquaintance type of rape where someone just recently meets, as we know, the popular way now for a lot of people to meet people is through social media, and that's pretty much the highest trend that we've seen. And again, what we do with that is trying to educate people about being aware of when you meet somebody, how to meet in public places, meet with friends, just having a little more awareness of your own personal safety when you're meeting new people.
Anything else? Thank you, Sheriff Alvarez. Turning now to this is the third bullet under item 4 on the agenda, which is Commissioner comments / ad hoc committee updates. I might note that I will momentarily have an update on the ad hoc committee that's looking at the body-worn cameras. We're going to item 5 on the agenda is an update status report from the ad hoc committee that's looking at family assistance and communications with families. So other than those two ad hoc committees, let me start. Are there any ad hoc committees that want to bring us up to date? Yes, Commissioner Olson.
So I'd just like to provide a brief update on the ad hoc committee on bill reform. The committee is comprised of myself, Commissioner Rubin, Commissioner Miller. We have been meeting pretty regularly through phone calls, and we have had meetings with members of the Pretrial Services Division pretty recently, and we're also going to be meeting with the sponsor of the legislation that's pending in the state legislature regarding bail reform to get a sense of how LA County will be affected. We are going to also be meeting with community members soon, and would like to also thank Tracy George for all of the wonderful work and staffing the committee and providing us with relevant information. So we hope to work quickly and provide an update to the commission soon.
Yes. Thank you for that update. Any other updates? Any other well, let me give an update on the body-worn cameras, and then we'll see if there's just some general comments. First of all, just as a reminder, the ad hoc committee regarding use of force by patrol deputies is looking into the related issue of body-worn cameras. One, whether they should be funded or adopted. We are looking at the threshold issue, but we're also looking at if they are adopted. The sheriff has indicated that he has a plan to adopt body-worn cameras for the patrol deputies. But if they are adopted, what are the policies that should surround the use of body-worn cameras? Commissioner Kennedy, by the way, just as a note, has recently been added to the use of force for patrol ad hoc committee, so we're glad to have him on board. But in addition to him, it's being led by Commissioner Thompson, the vice chair, as well as I'm on it, and Commissioner Harris. As part of the update on the body-worn cameras issue, the ad hoc committee is conducting research on body-worn cameras to determine whether they are effective and for what purposes, and to provide policy recommendations on the Sheriff's Department's body-worn camera program, which, depending on funding by the Board of Supervisors, may be implemented sometime in the near future. By the way, we've had regular meetings, including a meeting just a week or two ago, telephonic meeting with the Chief of Police of the Wichita, Kansas Police Department, Chief Ramsey, who's been one of the leaders, I think, and real thinkers in terms of the use of body-worn cameras and the policies that are needed around their implementation. I should note, and this hasn't been made part of the record, let's make it part of the record of this proceeding, that the Sheriff McDonald himself, by a letter to the Oversight Commission, has sought the Oversight Commission's advice and recommendations regarding policies surrounding body-worn cameras. And he's also invited the Commission to assist him in soliciting feedback from the public on body-worn cameras and policies related to their use and activation. We're inviting the public to share their perspectives. In this regard, the Commission staff has developed a survey and has begun disseminating that survey at our town hall meetings. And it's also been posted to the Civilian Oversight Commission's website. So I don't have the survey with me, but by the way, what is our website again, just so everyone is familiar with it? It's you go on to the LA County website. And
Correct. Or you just reach us at coc.gov.org.
So it's on the website. And I want to thank, by the way, I particularly want to thank our staff for putting together what is an excellent survey. The survey will be up for 3 weeks until May 17th. We would appreciate the public's input on the body-worn camera policies as the ad hoc committee continues its work on developing solid policy recommendations regarding the Sheriff's Department's program with respect to body-worn cameras. We have made available flyers regarding our online survey on I think it's on the outside table along with the agenda packet. So there's a flyer that has been available to everybody coming in as to how to access the online survey. If you have views and would like to share them with the Commission regarding body-worn cameras, please do so. Now, let me ask, that's my report update, but let me ask the members of the ad hoc that are here, Commissioner Harris and Commissioner Kennedy, anything you want to add to that update?
Good.
Okay. And do any other members of the commissions have any questions or comments on that before we move on? Okay, hearing none. Okay, so now before we conclude this, we might have some further reports from ad hoc committees and or just general comments from members of the commission. Commissioner Higgins.
Yeah, just a brief update on the ad hoc PREA committee. We did have a meeting a couple of weeks ago with Karen Dalton, and it was actually a large meeting. It was a good meeting. Everybody was there. Commissioner Ocean was there, Commissioner Rubin, we had Justice Deputy there, Inspector Huntsman was there, so it was a good briefing on where things are. Things are going to continue to move slowly because with the new funding that's coming on, once it gets completely approved from the board, it's going to take a while to find the folks, hire the folks, and train the folks who are going to be really making this happen. So there was some discussion if there's some workaround, there's a way to start on implementing some of the plan before all the new hires are in place. So that's kind of under discussion. So I'm feeling that there's kind of an all hands on deck idea going. I think it's moved ahead. I think there's energy, there's commitment, and once, the critical issue is having more people working. So we really need those hires. And anybody would like to?
Yeah, one thing I do want to add, not only was it a very good meeting, and of course Commissioner Gibbons is on top of everything, but there was a decision to have a regular set meeting once a month to continue to focus on the issues as they're developing, and hopefully within the not too distant future there will be the funding will be set, whatever the funding is going to be, but I think that's an important way to go with a complex subject and a complex committee such as PREA to just plan on a regular monthly meeting. I mean, we're doing it the third Tuesday of the month, but that is a good suggestion for other ad hoc committees in terms of how they proceed.
Any other thoughts, comments, observations from members of the commission? Hearing none, are there public comments with respect to item 4?
Yes.
Go ahead and call the members forward.
Derek Previn, followed by Arthur Schopper, followed by Sarah Patricia Hueso.
Awesome.
Thank you. It's Eric Roman from the First Assistant Studio City. And body cameras were recommended by the CCJB. I think they were members back in 2012. So I don't know what the hell we're doing in 2018, so I'm stressing it to be fair, but we should get it. And Huntsman did a nice report that said that you don't want to wear the ones right up front because they cut the feel. The ones on the eye are a better way to go. So having looked at all that, you should benefit from that information and think about that as you make your recommendation. And I would say make that recommendation sooner rather than later, because once again, it's hard to understand why these things take so long. Now, it is election time for the record, and the crime report, but it also was very helpful. And I know McDonald is running, but I don't think he's taken it very seriously. There was an ACLU forum out of East LA, and the other two candidates, a guy named Bob Lindsay and a guy named Alex Villanueva, showed up, and they answered the questions, and it seemed like a little forum, because actually they were both very smart, I thought. Disagree with some of them on different matters, but you should look into them. And the point is that they showed up. I feel like Sheriff McDonald has to take it seriously because we do have some reform issues that are, before us, and it sends a message that you're above it all. Not really great. Now, in law enforcement, as you know, sir, there's been some campaign finance issues. Now, there was an article in the paper today about Schubert, the DA up in Sacramento, who's been just stuffing the law enforcement right up, and she's never made a fine. I know it's not your jurisdiction.
I don't like to interrupt you, Mr. Previn, but stick to the item.
No, I know, the crime's up.
Yeah, that's you're sort of going out.
Sir, I'm trying to fight the crime just like you are. We're all in this together. Don't kid a kidder, please. Not during an important meeting like this. No, but I think you get my point. My point is that the sheriff ought to have a forum. He ought to come down here and talk to the people, and we can solve some of these problems together.
Yeah, I missed that debate. I'm glad I didn't go if the sheriff wasn't there.
Arthur Schopper, followed by Sarah Patricia Hueso, followed by Martha Camacho Rodriguez.
Okay, So first of all, I want to recognize the chairman, and for those, all of us recognizing how domestic violence is a very serious problem. I am alarmed to see a number of these crime rates rising. I would submit to you it is because of SB 54, because the sheriff has been forced to release a number of criminals, illegals, as long as if their crimes that they're convicted of are reduced down to misdemeanors, they get released onto the streets. Prop 47, Prop 57 force the hands of the sheriff as well as the county board of supervisors as well as the state. That needs to be considered. To me, it's an essential issue. As far as body cameras, absolutely. We were talking about that during public comment. Transparency is essential. It protects our police. More importantly, it protects our citizenry and ensures that our body politic isn't under the gun by frivolous lawsuits. The police do their job or they're not. We see it on camera. Regarding the ad hoc committees, I'm speaking under that purview there. There was the Immigration Ad Hoc Committee. I wasn't able to attend it earlier this year. I believe that's a committee that should ultimately be disbanded because my understanding is that it's essentially looking into removing ICE from the jails. That would be a foolish mistake. The crime rates are already going up as was reported. Those crime rates will double if not triple if we see ICE removed from the jails entirely, where ICE will be forced to go into neighborhoods. They'll not just be rounding up the criminal illegals, they'll take the entire, anybody they find who is illegal. But furthermore, that puts law enforcement in danger and endangers our communities. We need to ensure the safety of citizens here in Los Angeles County, for our public officials, for our law enforcement, for the citizens. So again, I repeat, body cameras is an excellent thing to do. We're seeing these crime rates going up because criminal illegals are being released back to the communities. We need to oppose SB 54, opt out of it, protect citizens. Thank you.
Next, Sheriff Christopher Bledsoe, followed by Martha Camacho Rodriguez, followed by Gerald Sterling.
Hello members, my name is Sarah Patricia Westo. I am from Social Eco Education, also a community member in Paramount. We are in favor of the body cameras. We think it'll help with transparency. Police can do their jobs as they should be doing. But we also need, instead of putting the $4 billion into a new jail, which we don't need, that are mostly built by private entities, we need some of those resources put back in our communities. You know, if crime rates are going up, domestic abuse, we need to address those within the community. Mental health is on the rise. They need support. There's a lot of programs that need a lot of support. The schools need more financing. They need better programs.